Half hours.
Yeah. All right. All right, let's do this thing. Crypto Chat Live. Let's see if we get everybody in there. We got 0 people watching right now, Shaun.
Zero.
Was it the Necromander?
It can only. Oh, I thought you said zero. I said we can only go up from there, right?
Yeah.
Can only get better.
I've learned the Necromander word. It's not here. All right, we got 2 people going. Woohoo! All right, let's start this thing, Shaun. Let's go into the markets because we've had a lot of sideways action. Looks like Bitcoin is settling in right around 49.
Yeah.
Yeah. The BTC dominance is down to 43, which a lot of people say that's good for altcoin season. Ethereum settling around 32, 33. Aave, and the big one is Solana. Solana hit 100.
Yeah.
So I know you keep on saying, because everybody's going back to school and everything, that we're just going to see a lot of sideways action for a while. That you're
next week. I feel like we're going to start to see some big movement as people start to refocus on where their portfolio's at, and all these stimulus checks going out, and again, people are going to be hunting for yield. I was driving the girls to the mall on I forget, it was, I think, Saturday or something like that, and it was miles of traffic. It was literally miles of traffic, and I said to them, this is all the people spending their stimulus. This is crazy monetary policy getting pumped in, into people's bank accounts directly, $1,000, $1,200, $1,400 a month. And it's just insane. So all of this, this yield chasing, I think, is going to be a big story in the next 2 to 3 months as we start to see the fallout of, first of all, limited supply chain, so supply chain disruptions, which is causing price increases, and then just consumer competition for goods, which is also going to cause some inflation, and frankly, labor shortage. Right, we're still looking at, I went to this website of a restaurant that we go to a lot, Two Stones Pub, which is in the Delaware, Pennsylvania area. I went to the website. The very first pop-up, which is an overlay of the entire thing, is we are hiring at all locations, all shifts, all positions. People, like, you cannot get people because they're just printing so much money. Eventually, that's going to translate into higher wages, and that translates into higher prices. So people are going to, you can't make 0.5% anymore and stay even. You got to be making 6, 8, 10, 12%, whatever crypto's doing for you. So I can see a lot of money starting to chase crypto in the next 2 to 3 months. And
do you think a lot of that money? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, the other interesting story is the Bitcoin is sideways, but Ethereum is really moving up. And so you see this, normally you see a whole lot of green or a whole lot of red. You've seen a divergence now where some of these other chains that actually have functional value, so like you said, Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, versus the traditional store of value like Bitcoin, those things are starting to diverge. And you see, like, Ethereum reaching 33, 3350 or something like that. I'm not sure where it is today, but you see this thing not really moving sideways anymore, but actually trending up, whereas Bitcoin is moving sideways. So I think that's a story about utility chains versus store of value chains.
The market is showing the market's maturing.
Yeah.
But it's, as we're talking, Bitcoin's dropped down now to 46. Even 3 weeks ago, it dropped down to 46. Ethereum would have been down to 29 by now.
Exactly.
And it's still hanging out at 32.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. So I think
Cardano's not right now. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think people are starting to realize that there is a differentiator there between just buying gold and buying programmable money. So, yeah.
I think a lot of people have also been programmed in the past that the only place you could watch and learn anything about crypto was on YouTube, the YouTubers, and people online, and everybody would say the same thing: when Bitcoin goes down, everything else goes down.
Yep.
But you have a lot of other money in the market now that's not pulling out.
Yep.
You have a lot of more institutional money.
Yeah, I think
I'm,
you have smarter money, right? It's not Wall Street
Mhm.
bets anymore. It's people who actually now start to understand crypto, understand its promise of cheaper fees. That yeah, I can send $10 million to another account for $3, right? Like I don't need to go through all these intermediaries and pay all these fees and everything. Right? It's I can do it in 5 minutes, whatever. When I was building the Binance Smart Chain token today. I was paying like 9 cent fees, right? Like to move, I moved a few $100s for 9 cents, and I did it in like 13 seconds, right? It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So,
less
um,
than you pay with an American Express.
yeah, 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 it's crazy. Yep, yep,
Yeah, and I'm interested in seeing Cardano what it does after the 12th, because usually whenever an update happens, everything is priced in, and on the date of the
yep,
launch, it dumps.
yeah, yeah.
Um, oh, we got our first. Who's up there? Let's see who we got. Dallas. I think at this point, Bitcoin. Let's put it up on the screen. I think at this point, Bitcoin is more just the thing to compare against in the market than anything. Yeah, I mean that's what people have been doing all
Totally,
along. That's all they knew to do. It's such a new market, right?
totally agree. Yep, yep. It's now like who's gonna overtake Bitcoin first? Yeah, totally agree.
I also question whether if NFTs weren't so hot right now, with everything going on in that NFT world, would Bitcoin be at 70? I think a lot of this money may have went into NFTs and other areas in gaming.
For sure. Yep. I think you're looking at OpenSea doing $900 million, right, in volume in the last quarter. If that didn't exist and that had gone into the traditional store of value, yeah, you could have seen that. Yep.
And that's again, and I still don't understand. I want crypto art. I'm in on the crypto thing. I'm in on Bitcoin, Ethereum, gaming, crypto gaming, but buying a little scribbly face that looked like it was made on an Atari video game for 5 I don't get it. I
Uh,
really don't get it.
well, I think it's the same. It's the Banksy generation, right? It's the piece of art that shreds itself 5 minutes after you sell it for $15 million, right? Like I don't know. Maybe we're just too old.
I guess that's what it is. Somebody's got to hit me over the head and get me to understand it.
Yeah, yeah, we're not getting it.
Again, I'm not into art anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't make it. Yeah, flipping doesn't make the market cycle happen. Yep. Sorry, Bar missed the first half. You didn't really miss much. We started late. Keith is out or prior commitment. It's just Shaun and I today. Who's glitching? Which one of us is glitching?
I think you're a little bit in and out. The video pauses a little bit. The audio's okay, but the video's pausing a little bit. Yeah, that's all right.
I'm in the crypto van.
You're in Cowtown. It's okay.
I'm in the crypto van. Let's see what my hotspot. Hotspot's at 5 bars. That's
Wow.
I'm at a hotspot.
Yeah.
Doing this off a hotspot. It's amazing how technology changes things.
Tell you, man.
Snowshoe Leprechaun. I love that name. You should make that an app on the Dynamo blockchain. Snowshoe Leprechaun. ETH will need to get a handle of those wild gas fees before flipping happens. I think the gas fees have gotten better, right?
It
I know that.
stabilized for a little bit, but nah, man.
Yeah.
It's still up there. I can tell you, I would say like maybe 10 to 12% of my Ethereum mining is still fees. So that means that people are paying the premium, or have not migrated to 1559 yet. But yeah, yep.
I've noticed my miner has slowed down.
Right. Yeah. No,
It probably gets to the 0.1 in 3 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
It was doing it every week and a half at one point.
It's off 20%. Yeah, it's off 20%, but ROI is still, I would say, 6 or 7 months on any NVIDIA or AMD card, so it's still not a horrible investment. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm still happy with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that's how I feel. Yeah, that's right, Puncraft. I feel the same way about NFTs. I got to figure it out.
Yep.
Gary Vee is so high on it, and
Yep.
I'm looking like he's a crazy person. London Fork was a complete failure. You think it was a complete failure? I mean, they're in the right direction. They're trying to fix things.
No, I never understood what the goal. They said the goal was to bring predictability to fees during times of congestion. I don't think that they achieved that. You still see fees going crazy up and down, and even though I know a lot is on 1559. Certainly, MetaMask very quickly transferred because they were the main ones behind 1559. But yeah, I don't see any stabilization of fees. So I would completely agree with that. It was really a waste of time. If they really wanted to move their ecosystem forward and be competitive to Binance, they should have spent their time working on proof of stake, because that's going to get them down to, the sub, this 9 cents that I'm paying on Binance, right? Nowhere near that. They're paying, I don't know. I had to translate Ethereum into BNB in order to feed the Binance Smart Chain first. It was like $7 for me to send like $500 in Ethereum
Wow.
to Binance.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then like I said, like then I did like a whole bunch of transactions at 8 or 9 cents each, right? So yeah,
Hmm.
yep.
You
So
see,
yeah, I would completely agree.
I don't have it pulled up right now, but Microsoft's working on something where you can trade coins from any chain.
I think that's just internal. I'm not sure about public cross chain,
Oh,
because that requires custodial wallets. But maybe,
okay.
I mean, they've certainly got the cred to do it, right? They can do
Yeah.
all that banking regulation stuff. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what he says. Snowshoe Leprechaun. I agree. No stabilization. Just imagine what gas fees are going to look like when BTC starts pushing to new all-time highs, and watch how fast those gas fees go up. Yeah, I mean, you don't want the price of your coin to go too high, right? Where the gas fees do go up.
Well, I mean that's the thing.
Kind
Well,
of a
first of all, right. So the gas fee is denominated in dollars eventually, right? So even if it's 21,000 gwei to do a transfer, well, what's a gwei, right? That's based on if it's 3,300 or 5,000 or 10,000 US, right? That just
Mhm.
automatically multiplies. But on top of that, as people engage in the gold rush, if you will, right, where Ethereum is just piling on, piling on, piling on, and keep going up, that just creates congestion, which raises the fees. And it did not. 1559 did not do what it promised to do. And so he's absolutely right. When Bitcoin starts taking off and the alts follow, yeah, you're gonna, which is great for miners, right? Like we're all happy about that. Not
Yeah.
great for users. Yeah, not great for users. So
And switching over while we're here, let's talk about Dynamo today. Dynamo did well today on Safe Trade, safe.trade. If you guys go there and you make an account, there's no KYC or anything, right? And
no,
you can make an account, and this is
yep.
a good place to pick up some Dynamo. But yeah, Shaun, talk about it today. What do we? Oh, I didn't even pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, we
That
we had
would help a lot.
we had some interesting price action in the middle of the day, which I'm not sure if it was a single person aping into it, or if we and I use that term rather loosely because it was only about 250 or $300 in volume, but that's quite a bit more than we have on a normal day. But what was interesting was it coincided a marketing test that we did, which involved some tweet and retweet trades. So it was interesting to see that as I was talking with our marketing coordinator about an hour later, he was telling me, oh yeah, we have all these tweets and likes and stuff like that, and then I saw this activity come through, and it didn't seem to come through all at once. So I'm not sure if it was, again, I don't know if it was one person or multiple people, but yeah, we had, and now you see the spread. It's pretty. The spread is pretty wide, actually. I think the buy is like 006 and the sell is like 002. So
Yeah,
it's almost like a 40% spread. It's pretty bad. So
yeah.
yeah,
It's like being on eToro.
yeah, yeah, yep, yep. So somebody took out all the paper hands, and the spread is pretty wide now. So, but it was interesting. So hopefully, I'm going to try to correlate. I'm going to look at some of the metrics tomorrow to see how this marketing campaign went out. But yeah, no, I did not. Actually, I didn't buy. I did not buy today. I'm going to tell you straight up, I did not do any buys today because it got too expensive. So, yeah. But we're going to try to correlate if when all these things happened and to see if this worked. Part of the problem is, though, we need to be careful about trying to use these mechanisms that use the systems to create likes and views and stuff like that, because the algorithms, Twitter and YouTube, look at when there's a huge spike, and then they suppress it because they figure out that it's a bot or something else. So we need to grow it slowly. So, we'll do maybe 30 or 40 a day, move it up to 50 or 60 a day, 70 or 100, right? So we're just gonna grow it slowly over time, just to get some more awareness, and get more people into Discord and sort of grow the socials a little bit more. But it did seem to work today, so it's very interesting.
I like the idea of growing it slow anyway, because you needed to get the wallet up. You didn't need to be, get coins out there before getting the wallet up. And
Yep.
there's a lot of little steps that needed to be done.
Yep.
I think it just makes us a little more legitimate and upfront.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
And I think the Binance chain swap facility will definitely increase our liquidity. We obviously had a lot of interest in the Pancake Swap liquidity pool before we had mainnet. Unfortunately, the liquidity was limited, so we'll definitely pump a lot more into that pool this time around. But I think it'll be cool that you can swap mainnet for the token in the wallet, right? So I think that'll create wallet engagement. I'm advertising Safe Trade and the Play to Earn game on the front page of the wallet as well. So we'll get that activity going. But I think this swap will be really cool. And basically, all the swap components are in place. Later tonight, I'll be deploying it to production and doing a few tests, and then we can make an announcement. Hopefully tomorrow morning or later tonight, we'll have the swap in place. But you will be able to swap the Dynamo mainnet coin for the BEP20 token, and so that'll allow people who are using Binance Smart Chain to have a Pancake Swap to acquire the token and then swap for Dynamo directly.
And I guess that's what you're answering. Or went on CMC.
Well, so CoinMarketCap has a kind of a hard limit of at least $5,000 a day US of liquidity.
Oh,
yeah, and so we're somewhere around $1,000 to $2,000 a week right now. So we've got a little bit of a ways to go, but I think with the Pancake Swap, that will definitely help. And then with the game, I think that the Play to Earn game, that'll really boost us to the next level. So I would say we applied and got declined, and it's this sort of you didn't meet our criteria, non-answer kind of thing. But once we get the volume up to the $5,000 a day level, we'll absolutely reapply.
Okay. Let's. I think this is a little bit related to us also at Dynamo. Cardano to launch Ethereum ERC20 converter on testnet shortly, following a delay. The ERC converter has now is definitely going to be having a rollout day. I think it's going to roll it out the same day on the 12th as everything else.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that it's just going to make everything easier for final. What is it? People will be able to move their liquidity and be able to move their utility tokens using the same applications, and they'll be able to move things from Ethereum and the Cardano change. And maybe they're trying to prepare people to move their dApps on over too, right?
Well, I think that's it, right? So they're trying to be the next Binance, because when you write a smart contract, use this language called Solidity, and typically you'll use this web-based development environment called Remix, and it's all very nicely integrated where you can put the code in, debug it, paste it to testnet, get a faucet where you can get some test tokens and try it all out. It's all very, very simple. And Binance, Binance, the guy's a genius. He cut and pasted Ethereum, but he made it centralized so that the fees are nothing, right? And now you see that, of course, he's the market cap of the token is insane. So Cardano's doing the same thing, right? They're basically saying that we're gonna become part of that ecosystem, and you can use all the same tools that you use to create an ERC20 or a BEP20 on Cardano. Good on them. They're maybe a little bit late to the party, and we'll see what the fees are. But yeah, it's another avenue to publish your token on and get more people involved. I think there's probably 4 players in this, right? There's Ethereum, Binance, Cardano, and Tron, right? Those are kind of the 4 ecosystems that you're going to be able to do your token on.
Do you really have to bring Tron into this?
Say again?
I'm just joking. Tron. You got to bring Tron into this. Tron's a whole bunch of nothing for years. Oh, go ahead. I know they're legit.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but I think those are kind of the 4 sort of main players in the space. But frankly, I would not even bother to make an ERC20 token right now because the contract execution the cost is too high. There would just be no liquidity if we were to create a swap on that chain. It's just not worth it. So.
But yeah. The reason why Cardano did it was to try to move people over to the Cardano ecosystem, correct?
Exactly.
That's the real reason they did it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as long as they can keep the fees low, good on them. That's definitely a much more viable route than I think what Ethereum is doing until Ethereum moves to proof of stake. Yeah.
Let's see what everybody's talking about here. I was trying to pull up. My thing crashed, but Peter Schiff today said the word I never thought he'd say. He thought
he's an idiot.
Bitcoin. I know he is. I agreed with him for years. I know a lot of people. He was always outside the box. I agreed with a lot of things he would say over the years, but when it comes to crypto, I just think he has no
idea. Yeah.
Well, he had a lot of.
I do want to go to the
China before everybody else. He had a lot of stuff. He talked about China growing and how it was going to manipulate the world before everybody else was talking about it.
Yeah.
Years before everybody else.
Yep. Jack Dorsey and his whole DEX, I think, is an awesome. That's just a great piece of news, right? Because Dorsey he's I call him a libertarian, right? He's every man for himself, survival of the fittest. So a great voice in the crypto space for sure, and only lends more capital and credence and momentum, right? This is just one more wave in the tsunami that cannot be ignored of the whole crypto space. So yeah, I read that today. It's just great news. Yeah,
I'm mixed on him because you could say that, but at the same time, he really does control what happens on Twitter. He only allows on Twitter what he likes. He kicks a lot of people in politics off Twitter, yet he allows the Taliban to stay on Twitter and talk to the U.S. military. That's okay.
Right.
You either got to let everything, or I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe use a selective libertarian. Maybe let's call it that. Let's compromise on that. Twitter is his baby, right? Yeah. I agree. I agree with that. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to read those kind of people too, right? He's a very closed person, but I think his mindset is much more in the egalitarian sort of every person for themselves sort of camp. I think that's my impression.
I know. We're not going to get into politics. I just was.
We don't want to be politics.
Mixed on him on Dorsey. It's interesting that Dorsey though he does stay. He's really focused on Bitcoin. He really doesn't venture away from Bitcoin.
Nope.
That's like his baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
censorship bad thing. Yes. LOL. Yes. So that's just one side.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
look, if you're gonna be anti-censorship, you kind of have to be all in on that, and you can't really pick sides, which puts you in a bad place from a
Mm-hmm.
regulatory standpoint, because then you'd be like, well, child porn is okay, right? Like if you're gonna be completely anti-censorship and anybody can say anything at any time, then you get into these kind of just not being a good human being, right? And so you have to be a little bit careful about that.
I know it's a tough. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Teasing me. My computer must be still acting up. I didn't want the first generation. I will get the new M2, but I'm not that M1. There's too many people. It's breaking down, and they can't even get a new one.
We're
And I
gonna get you a
rely on
Dell.
the computer every
We're
day.
buying you a Dell.
I gotta go back to getting a PC.
Yeah.
I just haven't had a laptop PC in years, and it's I know. I like the speed that I get on the Mac.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, Mac is a great product.
I know the components are slower, but it works quicker, especially what I do with editing and everything.
Yeah.
All right, back to crypto. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely an undesired position to be in. Yes. So when are we going to see with Dynamo? When are we going to see a rough draft of the game where people in our group can play it, test a test net of the game, maybe?
Yeah. So I'm gonna finish. Like I said, I'm gonna finish the Binance Smart Chain swaps this evening, or maybe early tomorrow morning, depending on how long it takes me to do the final tests. At that point, that I'm comfortable that we can swap everything. That will be the deciding factor that we can say that for sure Dynamo mainnet coin will be the native currency of the game. I'm like 98% there. I think I have all the components in place. My only other option would be to say that this Binance Smart Chain token would be the native currency of the game. I'm very much leaning away from that. I want the mainnet token to be the game because we want to have people using the mainnet chain, right? This is utility for the chain, not utility for a token to make CZP be rich, right? He's already enough money. So, so that's the only thing. As soon as I can get that, then tomorrow we're going to move right into playable demo. And Friday we're going to show a playable demo. So
nice.
Yep. We're gonna have to figure out the technology for that. This may have to be a WebEx or some other kind of streaming thing so that I can share my desktop. But we're gonna show a playable demo on Friday.
I can we run through WebEx. I can run WebEx through this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can run WebEx through Restream.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully we can do that, and we will have a playable demo on Friday where you can actually sign up, create a wallet in the game. So the game will be a web client, a wallet client. You'll have a wallet in the game, and it will earn tokens into your wallet, and we will be able to demonstrate actually paying tokens into your wallet.
Oh, here you go, Dallas. I know it's a bit off topic and early yet, but I'm always interested in the progress on the NFT backbone of the network, wallet, etc.
Yeah, so we're hoping that the game will attract enough capital to hire a couple of full-time developers, that they will be able to move the game to completion in a couple of months. We think it's like 2 full-time developers for 2 months to get this game to a playable state to release production, and if that's true. Then I will move back to working on the proof of storage, proof of stake, and the virtual machine on the core stuff. So we'll see in the next 2 weeks kind of where the development cycle leads.
Okay. If we don't use it, all of the OG
completely.
miners.
No, I completely agree, and I'm very, very cognizant of those people who have invested their time and money in making Dynamo what it is today, And so, yeah, I'm like, there's literally like a less than 0.1% chance that it would be a bit, a Binance Smart Chain token that's backing this thing. I don't want that to be at all. I would only do it if there's like no way that I can figure out how to use a mainnet token, and I think I have all the pieces in place already. So we'll know tonight, but I completely agree.
Still early.
Yep.
Snowshoe Leprechaun. What other projects do you anticipate will add viable, tangible value to Dynamo?
We've so we have these Monday morning steering committee meetings, and there's 5 or 6 people on them that are in different industries. And we've tossed around a lot of different things. We throw a lot of stuff up on the wall and try to see what sticks. Nothing has really come out. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is something we should be working on right away, other than the game. And the reason is that there's so much capital flowing into a play to earn games right now. It's a thing, right? Everybody's doing it, and there's very little sort of regulatory framework around this. It's a game, right? Like there's nothing to really be worried about from a legal standpoint or a compliance standpoint. So the barrier to entry from that perspective is very low. So yeah, I think we're focusing on that right now in order to create more liquidity. We're definitely open to any other ideas, but yeah, I think I think the game is kind of what we're really focused on at the moment from a profit perspective and getting liquidity and getting attracting capital and all that stuff. So yeah.
Dallas, it's okay. Just make sure the necro doesn't suck you a good profit. The necromander. I've learned the one thing I've learned in these chats.
Yeah.
What he is.
We'll make sure. We'll make
40,000
sure.
confirmations for ETC. The confirmations for ETC. I'm dumping that trash. Dump them.
I know.
Trash.
I feel bad for that.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for Ethereum Class. I don't know.
Hey, Ethereum's not going anywhere anytime soon. Let's see. Looking through. Only EQ and Vanguard got the necro right.
EverQuest, yeah, gotta love EverQuest.
All right. Well, we hit on 30 minutes. I don't know what else. I don't have too many other stories today. Here we go. Let's get some more questions going. Where do you see the liquidity not being a hurdle any longer?
Again, the game is going to create liquidity on both sides. So I love this term that Keith created, gameonomics, right? Gameonomics. So in order to participate in the game, you have to buy stuff, right? And you buy it with Dynamo in the native mainnet token, assuming everything goes well. And you create you purchase the characters, you purchase the land, and then you can purchase premium characters on the marketplace. All of those things require that you have Dynamo. How do you get Dynamo? You can mine it. That's pretty hard to do. You can buy it on Safe Trade. There's a lot of friction there unless you're going to buy like a lot of it because of the Bitcoin conversion. Or tomorrow you're going to be able to get it on PancakeSwap. And that in and of itself, I think, will just create a ton of liquidity just by being able to seamlessly flip a BEP20 token for a mainnet token in the wallet. I think that'll do it. And all of our core constituency that's in these developing countries, they're already very familiar with using PancakeSwap and Binance Smart Chain. So that on the buy side is going to create a ton of liquidity because people are going to want to be buying Dynamo in order to acquire the players in the game so that you can play the game and earn. that will also, I think, bring investors, because there will be another contingent that is saying, hey, we believe in this ecosystem. We like the technology. We think that the price of Dynamo as just as an asset is going to go up. I don't want to buy it because I'm going to go get a character and make $50 a day. I want to buy it because I think it's going to 10x or 100x in the next 6 or 9 months or whatever. And so I think we'll see a lot of influx of just pure investors buying it as well. And then on the sell side, you're going to see a lot of people that will want to sell their tokens as they're playing the game, earning Dynamo out of the game, and then they want to cash out because this is their living wage. And so all of those things together are going to create a lot more transactions, both on mainnet and on the Binance Smart Chain. So I think that the game can significantly increase our daily liquidity on the buy and sell side. And that leads us to, more exchanges, the coin market cap listing, right? Like all of those kind of things.
I'm going to pull up the next. Yeah. Dallas has his worry is, as Dallas, my concern is always with the price going up so quick that it becomes a paywall. Axie Infinity, is there going to be a free option to get in and earn your way up, or price low enough, etc.?
We had a super long discussion this morning about this, right? So there are members of the steering committee that believe that we should do strategic purchases of Dynamo. People are talking about potentially buying tens of thousands of dollars in order to support the price. I was against that, frankly. I said let's grow this organically. Let's potentially do something like a sale in the beginning where the first 500 or 1,000 characters are one Dynamo, and we make it very clear that it's a limited time early adopter sale. And at 10 cents or 12, 20 cents, whatever we're at right now, right? It's very easy to get in. But yeah, once Dynamo goes to $1 or $2 or $7, whatever it goes to, if we're charging 10 Dynamo for a character like that, that's a big, that could be a big barrier. On the flip side, I had a long discussion with some people in the Philippines who are professional gamers with Axie Infinity and with Crypto Blades, and there is a whole sort of economic hierarchy. So there's these people who are getting a minimum. Let's just call it. Let's say it's I'm a waiter at a hotel in a restaurant hotel, right? And for whatever reason, COVID, I'm now out of a job, right? And I used to make $50, $60, $70 a day, which was a living wage, is a living wage in the Philippines. Now I want to go play Axie Infinity to make a living wage. So what happens is there are sponsors of people who say, the more wealthy people that, let's say, I can put $2,000 out to buy these characters. They go and buy the characters, and then they pass them on to these team managers, and the team managers then parse them out to players. Because if you think about it, each character, let's say a character costs $500. Every hour that you play that character earns. Well, people are not going to be able, it's just not physically possible to play for 24/7. So they have team managers that allocate out the characters to different players. And they actually get like 24 hours of usage out of each character, and everybody sort of trickles down. So there's this main person who fronts $2,000 or $3,000 to buy the characters. And then there's the team manager that gets a wage and a percentage of all the players. And then the players actually play, and then they repatriate some of their earnings back to the team managers and the investors. So there's this whole big infrastructure that's built around this play to earn thing. So yes, the price increases. It makes it hard for the individual to buy, but it brings in all of these other sort of economic components that creates a whole sort of ecosystem around the play to earn paradigm, which I think is pretty cool.
Let's see. Let's get to some other questions. Please don't make the market purchases just the be the
No,
foundation. Yeah, it's
no, no,
not.
no, no. So what we were talking about is some of the individual steering committee members wanted to make strategic purchases of Dynamo while it's cheap, and for better or for worse, I'm probably giving them bad financial advice. I advise them against that because we don't want the price to go through the roof just yet. So yeah. So no, it's not the foundation making strategic purchases. Yeah.
I think there's a free land and character. Yes, there's free land and free characters, but if you want better land or weapons or things like that, yeah, you have to purchase.
Exactly. Yep.
Buy
Yep.
better
Exactly.
Let's get to some of these. Eek, that would come with major Microsoft fees. How would that? No, I don't. I'm confused on that Minecraft. Yeah, the scholars play around 3 hours a day. If you manage 10 players, that's more than one day in total already. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have the answer. I just think that there's some way to get in for every man, both help coin and the people.
But I mean, look, and most of us who are on this show right now, we're all early adopters. We're all getting in with our equity. I'm not getting paid anything to do this, and most of the people that are tuning in right now are not getting paid to mine. Right, nobody's selling tons of coins and definitely not making a profit. So look, it's risk and reward, and we hope that the Dynamo will change from 10 or 20 cents to $7 or $8 with a lot of liquidity. And with that comes some loss of the egalitarian thing that we have. But look, this is a for-profit venture, by the way, right? Like, we are all here to try to make some money. So don't be ashamed of making money too, right? Like, we're here to do that. So let's call that out, right?
Yeah,
we're all here to make some money. So
we want to make it work right so it lasts for a long time.
absolutely, no, we're here for longevity. We're not trying to pump and dump, and we're not trying to steal or do something fake or anything else. But we are here. The reason that we're all here is to make some money. So let's be true to that too. I think is important.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I missed anything up top. If I missed something, guys, you can rewrite it. I'm going through a lot of these. The quick price going up. I think I've hit everything. Where do you see it? Yeah. Yes, we hope it all does pay off. The hard work will pay off. You got to realize that we're still in its infancy. We've really just started not even a half a year ago. 4 months?
3 months, dude.
We're not even 3 months.
Barely 3 months into this thing.
Yeah.
May 24th. We're barely 3 months into this thing.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Making more progress than a lot of the other blockchains. Yeah, it's totally with you. Not looking to hold.
Oh yeah, no.
Back.
Completely agree. We want to have we want to have wide adoption. We want to have hundreds of thousands of players, just like Axie. So yeah, we're not trying to create something that's elitist or anything else. Absolutely, yeah. We want lots and lots of people. So we're going to figure out a way to make this accessible.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys? I think we did good today. It's about 45 minutes in.
Yeah. This is like a 3 days a week AMA.
No, right?
We're not getting crypto news anymore. We're getting just all AMA.
I know. That's all right. Hey, that's what we kind of wanted in the beginning, right? We really want to be able to answer questions about Dynamo.
Well, I don't want this to be a big advertisement for Dynamo either, right? Like, I think there's some insight that we all have into some of the technicals of any of the projects. I definitely get involved and look at the source code of other projects, and make trouble in some of the Discord groups and challenge people to be better and whatever else. So we're I'm definitely happy to talk about other projects in a positive or negative light. There's a lot of projects out there that I respect. There's a lot of projects out there that are complete bullshit, and I'm happy to talk about those too. So I don't want this to be me personally. I don't want this to be a Dynamo commercial, right? Like that's.
I mean, I love talking about crypto as a whole. It's just it's fun to have a group of people that now we're starting to ask a lot of questions, and we're getting even though we have 20 people maybe on right now, but it's fun to have people asking those questions.
Yeah.
So funny. Speaking of, what do you guys think of Raven right now? Raven coin. At the beginning, I think Shaun and I, we were trying to mine Raven was one of them. I feel like Raven, people just mined it to get the money. There was no trust that it was anything. There's no utility. It's just, I'm going to mine it and get money out of it as fast as you can.
I check. It's sad. It's just sad. I check once a week on the development channel. I see whatever they're talking about. It almost reminds me of my corporate days where, week after week, they talk about trying to get something done, but they never get anything done. They've been talking about SegWit since, I think, March. There's some security audit that's supposed to be done and somebody's paying for something and it didn't work out. And it's just like this. I don't know. I feel like they need a shot in the arm somehow or something, but there's just nothing moving on this project. And I feel very bad because I think that there could be something. They have a very engaged audience. They have a very vocal following. They've got a ton of liquidity. They're starting to get some miners, but what is going on with that project? I don't know. I wish that they could get something done.
Snowshoe Leprechaun. Price holding strong during the pullback.
No, I agree. I mean, that's the beauty of it, is like they are so close. Like they have all these things in their corner. If they could just get something done, it would be great. Like they could overtake Bitcoin if they could just get something done.
You really think that much of Raven coin?
Yeah,
really?
Man. They were the NFT pioneers before anybody knew what the hell that shit was. Like they were way ahead of their times, and they have a great, Tron and Bruce did a great job of bringing the message to the masses and creating an ecosystem and creating engagement. When they do a podcast or something, they get thousands and thousands of views. They have a very engaged audience, but they just haven't done a release in years. I don't know.
I'm a lot more cynical. Yes.
I just, I saw a ton of progress in that project, and I spent a lot of hours talking with a lot of people and making a lot of friends and making a lot of enemies, and I just was not able to get anything done, and it was too bad. I really just feel sorry now.
AD, now that's just crazy talk. Raven coin, Bitcoin flipping inbound. Now it's crazy talk.
You know what? If they could do SegWit and they could get a virtual machine on chain that was NFT aware, I absolutely agree. And I would be all over that. I would be programming for them in a second if they would agree to do that stuff. But Bruce is out there saying that, let's let the code, he keeps using ossification, right? He keeps using that term. I don't think he knows what it means, but they do not want change. And there's like 3 people that hold the GitHub keys. Nobody can get a pull request merged. Everything has to go through their analysis paralysis security audit, which never happens. I'm sorry. I just feel sorry. Yeah.
See, I was just so superficial with it. I just knew that I would mine it, sell it as fast as I could, because I didn't see anything else, any use for it. I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm shitting on them and not the XRP community, because the
Yeah.
XRP community would just have a shutdown. From what I'm seeing, people are or will start to mine on Raven or Ergo.
Yeah.
Think so?
ERG, yeah, ERG is my next. Is my next. I'm going to split between Ergo and Dynamo when 2.0 comes. That I was do 50-50. That's my plan. I think Raven's going to get flooded, and the buy side won't be there because they just don't have utility. It's too bad. Yeah,
Interesting.
unless they do something, right? Unless Tron finally lets go of the keys and lets some actual development happen, then maybe. But in the next 6 months, I don't see it.
Strong-willed and doesn't want to change his stance on anything.
No. I talked to him. And he's not interested. Yep.
Dayless wolves and ravens have a special relationship. When Raven finds a dead animal, all right, that's just silly. They just put anything up there. I'm like Anchorman, reading anything. That's interesting to know. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting dynamic when 2.0 comes, and all this hash power has to go somewhere else.
People are going to scramble.
And you have that heavy sell side without a utility. I don't know. Yeah, Ergo or Algorand are my better bets.
Yeah,
than Raven.
I know a lot of people have been talking about Ethereum Classic, but that conversation how Charles talked about the other day about it needs to be updated or it's dead.
Yep.
So I'm mining a dead ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, I think what Dalis is saying is absolutely right on. The coin needs to live beyond the creator, right? And you guys hear me say this all the time. I don't want to be, the face of Dynamo. We are a community effort. I want to pass this on to like a whole lot of other people. I am open. If you make a pull request, I will merge it. We're not going to be in this analysis paralysis bullshit cycle. We are completely open to implementing all kinds of new technologies, and I hope that everybody has seen that. If you look at the GitHub over the last 3 months, we've probably opened 5 or 10 new I don't know, I've lost count, but we've opened so many projects. We're completely open to development. Raven is stuck, and it's really it's sad. I wish that they would engage. Too bad, because they have like all the elements, and I said it so many times in their Discord. I'm like, you guys are so close. If you could just embrace change, and they don't want to. Yeah.
There's a halving for Raven. Not sure how that'll work.
Yeah, I don't know. Bitcoin halvings tend to result in price depreciation. I don't know why. I don't. It is what it is.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty much did a good hour right here. I know, we blew through it. Thank you, everybody. Mm-hmm. Keith wasn't here, the necromander himself. It's a word I learned through you guys, so I say it every day now. I try to use it in a sentence every day.
Good.
All right. Well, anybody other questions? I think we're pretty much doing good tonight, and
yeah, man,
it became a Dynamo AMA basically. And we're at 46 as we leave the night. 32.
I'm loving it.
Moved since the beginning. It's just sideways action.
I'm loving 32, man.
Yep. Yep. I know. Slow as this guy got it. Answer. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. Am I saying it wrong, Shaun? You didn't correct me.
Necromancer. I'm sorry, necromancer.
I've been saying necromander. I've been saying it wrong.
See, necromancer.
See.
Although you might create a new one, Necrodalis. I don't know.
Necrodalis.
That may have to be a new player role. Mm-hmm.
I already started looking up how to make my own player. Because I would figure it out. I would figure out how to make it on my own. Today's got you. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, guys. We'll let you go. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Later.
Wonderful. Bye.